Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Shadow, aka the first Shadow Collector, and welcome to another Disney-related video on my channel. So, for today's video, guys, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the recent release of Ariel from the Disney Designer Ultimate Princess Collection line. So, if you guys are excited for that, be sure to hit that thumbs up down below, hit that sub button for more content in the future, and without further ado, let's head on right into it. Hey, first things first, for full disclosure, I wasn't originally going to get this doll. I just bought her because there was still more of her on the store, and there still is at the time of this recording, and probably from the time of this upload as well. And I just really wanted a new doll, so I just bought Ariel. Mulan's the next one, and she's coming out the 4th, which is a lot sooner than I thought she would, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm most definitely gonna get her. I really like the goth design on her. So for Ariel, the box itself is pretty plain. I will say that. It does have some themes for underwater. As you can see, we got some of this underwater seaweed or kelp or whatever that is. It's not like completely plain, but I feel like they could have done a better job with the color design and the artwork of the box itself. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's not to say like the other boxes have been spectacular. It's just I feel like it could have been better done, in my opinion. So let's get a nice look of her at how she is with all the packaging on. So when I go ahead and open this, it's one of those annoying ones that where you have to open it up like that and it kind of closes on its own. So I will try to get this to stay open. It's not going to be easy. So this is the most open I feel like it's going to stay. So let's get a closer look at her inside the box itself. Honestly, in person, she doesn't look bad at all. She does look really good. I'm still not a huge fan of the headpiece personally. I just don't feel like it fits Ariel in my personal opinion. I get what they're going for, like the whole siren high fashion look. That's to me what it looks like, but I don't know. It just feels so off with her. At least to me. But regardless, how it is with the other dolls, it does come with pockets on each side. And on this side, it tells you a little about the artist. And on this side, it is the certificate of authenticity, which is very small. And I wish it was like that for all the dolls, not just this line. It is what it is. I do like the size of the certificate of authenticity with this line, though. It's honestly pretty handy, it being like pocket size edition, in my personal opinion. So yeah, this is the box itself with her in it. Again, nothing too crazy, other than like the pockets on each side of the box, which is pretty cool. I will have to say, I do like that design. So let's turn it around and then you guys can read what's on the back. Of course, on the side, it does say Ariel, just like how the other boxes says the name for the other Disney princesses. So that's always nice. And if we go around to the back, we'll get the long description. I'm assuming it's the same thing on the pamphlet in the front. You guys can read that on your own if you want to. I'll get a good close up so you see it for yourself. But actually, Lozada is the one who came up with the design of the stall. So as usual, they are the ones that you thank or condemn depending what your thoughts are on the dollars. Since the text is so small, I'll probably just have it overlapping. The text on this is very small, so it's kind of hard to read. Going over this right now, and yeah, you can pause the video and read that yourself. Nothing too crazy going on with the box itself, which for the designer dolls, it usually is the case like that. Nothing too crazy, but it's always nice to get like boxes that are pretty out there. At least to me, I think it's cool like that when they go over the top just for a box. Alright, so next up, I'm going to take the hardcover off and you can see her with the plastic still on and then turn our back cover on. So I'll get to that and I'll show you guys what it looks like for those of you who are probably going to display her like that. So be right back. So the one thing about this line that's kind of a bummer is that on the top right here, there is no like plastic cover holding or protecting it. So you gotta have to keep that in mind. So if you do plan on displaying her like this, you need to have it covered up in some way. Maybe create your own plastic covering, whatever you need to do to get that rolling if you want to display her without all the outer exterior. But this is what she looks like without all that. Honestly, I really like the background they have inside the box itself. I think it looks really good for Ariel. Honestly, I am tempted to not just remove her from that environment, but I am, of course, for the purposes of this unboxing review, of course. So yeah, this is what she looks like without all the exterior. Honestly, it looks pretty nice. She looks very well made. I'm still not a fan of that headpiece, and I'm not a fan of the painted curls on the forehead either, but we'll get to that. Alright, so Ariel's out of the box. I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse thing. So let's talk about Ariel herself. Of course, as I've been saying throughout this video, I'm not a huge fan of the headpiece, but it is what it is. It's not terrible looking, it's just, it doesn't feel like Ariel to me. Just these high fashion lineup that we got going on so far. There's been some obscure choices with the designs. I will put it that way. And of course, this part kind of really sucks here. The painted on small little curls on her forehead. I don't know why they even did that. Like, I could have done without that 100%. So don't really know what the deal is with that. I don't know if it's supposed to be like, I don't know, henna tattoos they were going for, or they just didn't feel like putting legitimate little curls up there. Whatever the case is, I'm not a huge fan of it. I will say I do like her hair. The hair looks pretty on point to me. So that's something that looks pretty good, in my opinion. I do like this high fashion shell purse. That looks really cool. That's just hanging about here. I think that looks nice and well done. Of course, she doesn't fully stand well on a stand, at least not when it's hooked up to the box, so she's kind of gonna be flying all over the place. What else about her? Well, of course, we got these pearl necklaces going all around her. That looks really cool. I really like that. And it kind of attaches to the headpiece here, as you can see right here. It's almost like these are fake ears and they're like earrings almost. And then if we turn it to the side, we get a better look of what's going on up at our head. It looks pretty good. The face mold looks pretty decent. I actually like it. I think the same face mold as the new mermaid. I'm not sure. It's probably not. Come to think of it, it's probably not the same face mold because this one looks very plasticky in person. And then if we look at the headpiece closely up here, we can see there's a little gem just tucked in right here. So that's pretty cool. If we go around even more, we got the back piece to her. Now this I really like. I really like what they did with this. I think this looks really good. To me, this is probably the best part of the doll. And if we look more downwards on the back side, we got the translucent overskirt. And then, I'm not sure what this pattern is supposed to be, to be honest. I don't know if this is supposed to represent something, maybe water or oxygen bubbles that show up in the water, maybe. I'm not totally sure what that is, but of course it's translucent and you can see it right to her legs right here. And if you look closely, we got the high fashion shoes that also look like shells. So if we get a good zoom in on that, we got the shells right here. Lift up the translucent skirt and there we go. And then if we spin it around even more, we got another half of the headpiece. We got, this looks really cool. I'm assuming that's like a splash design. To me, that looks very cool for this. It's a nice little effect. And of course, going all around her pink dress right here, we got like glitters, gem, nice little design going on her torso. So yeah, the doll itself is pretty interesting, pretty unique for a high fashion themed. It's just the parts of it that I don't feel like suits Ariel. That's just my opinion, of course. You guys can let me know what you think of her down below. I think overall she looks really good. I really like the background they gave her in the box. That looks really good. And the hair itself looks phenomenal. I think that looks really good. You know, besides that. But yeah, the makeup on her is good. Are these rooted eyelashes? They are. The rooted eyelashes up here. So if we get a closer look here, you can see for yourself. We got rooted eyelashes, so that's always awesome right there. We got a posable stand. We got articulated hands, articulated limbs. The only thing that doesn't have any articulation are her legs. Her legs are just like Jasmine's, they're kind of rubber based. And yeah, honestly, not too bad. I don't regret buying her. I just wish she was something else. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this unboxing review. You guys let me know what you think of this Ariel. If you bought her, tell me what you think of her. If you planning on buying her or you're on the fence of buying her, all that good stuff. But I will be getting the new Mulan on the 4th, so I'm very excited about that. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.